My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Next up at UFC Vegas 27, we have David Dvorak versus Raulian Paiva. And this is very even to me. I don't care what's on the screen. I think this is an absolute, almost as even as a fight can get. They're both very good strikers. They both have decent grappling. I think Dvorak, what? Oh, you were just adjusting your old man headset? I thought you said something. Dvorak has phenomenal forward pressure. I think that is the difference in this fight, is his forward pressure. But I think skill for skill, these guys are about as even as you could possibly get. Jacob with the face. Jacob, I'll let you go with the face.
What's your vector, Victor?
What?
Airplane. Come on, guys. You never saw the movie Airplane?
Oh, man. An old man joke from the old man with the old man headset.
Come on, man. All you guys with your fun gadgets and your Wi-Fi. I'm over here connected by the cord.
Yeah. Drinking
right
tea.
into my, yeah, right. I have the leaves in the kitchen. I grind them up.
All right, Jacob, please save us.
I don't know if it's my turn yet. I have no idea what's going on anymore. But yeah, I have David in my lineup, and I think he wins this fight. I don't think it's as close as you think it is. The guy hasn't lost in 9 years. And the only thing that worries me about putting him in my DraftKings lineup is he is kind of a counter puncher, so it could be lower volume than I would like as far as DraftKings goes. But you know, he's just a fantastic fighter as far as like his fight awareness. He just knows where to be, knows when to slip punches, knows when to lead with volume, knows when to kind of sit back and wait. Also with his grappling too, his grappling is, you mentioned, is I think you said that they're kind of even on their grappling.
They're both good grapplers, yeah.
His grappling is so fast. He's so quick with it. I mentioned he's got great awareness. Paiva, I think he missed weight in his last fight. He looks a little bit sloppier to me. He will get taken down. I think David wins this fight. I think he needs to be the aggressor in this fight because there is times where you see him waiting for that counter shot. I think if he comes to this fight, he is the aggressor, shoots some takedowns. I think he just absolutely dominates this fight. So he's in my lineup. I'm worried. The only thing I'm worried about, like I said, is his lack of aggression sometimes, waiting for those counter shots because they're both kind of counter punchers. Neither one of them, want to come forward. So I think if David comes out, is the aggressor, gets the takedowns, I think he dominates the fight. And that's why he's in my DraftKings lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I think he wins. I'm surprised. I actually thought he had decent forward pressure. And that's why the strike line is what it is. Because if you look at his stats, he has pretty good output and he moves forward. And
Paiva too. I mean, he won he did not win that last fight. So if he didn't win that last fight, he would have been 1-3 in the UFC as well. So he looks like he's coming in on a 2-fight win streak, but I just rewatched that fight the other day. He did not win that fight. So
no, I agree with that, but it wasn't that a gift from God because didn't he have, he was on the wrong side of one of those early in his career too.
Not sure. I don't know. He missed weight and then just got taken down a bunch. I mean, just easily taken down, just like grabbing the back of the leg and he's falling down. I mean, it was.
He lost to Kai Kara France.
That's right. He beat Kai Kara France. That's right.
Right. Which is,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the wins are like the wins are a little all over the place with both these guys.
Yeah. And when I say he beat him, he lost the decision, but he won that fight. He should have gotten that decision. And then karma gave it back to him in his last fight when he didn't earn it. So, Daniel, what are your thoughts? Do you also think David Dvorak wins?
I do. I think it is going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided victory, but I think he's got the edge in a couple areas. So, when I was watching tape on him, first of all, he's 2-0 in the UFC, solid wins. Jordan Espinosa and Bruno Silva, my man, Bruno Silva, making me that cash. Guy's on a 16-fight win streak, right? There are certain fighters that you look at, and when you see them, you're like, oh man, there's nothing special about that guy. He's beatable, but they just keep winning. They keep managing to win. They find a way to win. They don't do the fancy things. They don't do the spinning back kicks, but they have good fundamentals, good defense, good striking. And that's what Dvorak is. He's got some power too, but I think he is just a traditional striker that has good fundamentals. He keeps his hands up. He doesn't overcommit to things, so he doesn't get caught in mistakes. And he waits for openings, and when he finds them, he takes advantage of them. I think he's just a very, very polished fighter. He's got some very, very good leg kicks. I mean,
the low leg kicks, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the calf kicks. He's some of those, the smack you heard from those kicks in his last fight, like that guy's, his opponent's going to be walking, Espinosa is going to be walking with a limp for a while. But yeah, Dvorak just methodically walked him down in that fight. Didn't overcommit, didn't go crazy. So, and Espinosa, I think, is a very, very good striker. And we know how I feel about Bruno Silva. So I'm impressed with him even though watching him on tape, you're like, there's nothing really impressive about the guy. So then we look at Raulian Paiva, 25 years old. He's 2-2 in the UFC. We just talked about it. He's got wins against De La Rosa and Zumagulov, but he kind of lost that last one. And then the split decision with Kai Kara France. And then he also lost to Bontorin, who we know from last weekend is a beast. I think it was a cut too. So, not really a true loss. But anyways, in his fights, he's gone to 13 decisions. So from a DraftKings standpoint, you just got to factor that in. He's got a good striking base, wiry frame, good kicks. Doesn't look overly aggressive, kind of more of I don't want to say a counter striker, but just a rangier fighter. So I agree with you, Angelo. There is some concern from a DraftKings standpoint, like if this is going to be a high volume scoring fight. So I don't have either of these guys in here right now. As far as the fight goes, I'm taking Dvorak. I just think it'll be fundamentals and defense that'll keep him ahead in this fight. I don't think he'll get hit a lot. I think he'll time the openings when he sees them. He'll land the cleaner shots. I think he'll land those leg kicks. And he's got, a decent amount of KOs in his career. So I think he's live for a finish if Paiva overcommits to something. So Dvorak is the pick. I'm not putting either of them in my lineup just because there is some concern that it's a bit of a sparring match and not a ton of volume.
Yeah, it'll be it'll be interesting to see where it goes because I do think they're pretty even. I thought David Dvorak had better pressure. You're saying he also has better fundamentals. So he should be the pick here, but it's interesting. If we look at this significant strike line, I'll go less on Dvorak, more on Paiva. I think it will be standing for the most part. I just don't think it'll be a crazy back and forth war. I think they are very evenly matched, but I just don't think there's going to be a ton of pressure, striking pressure, at least from either one of them. So I would go the less, more for my Monkey Knife Fight line. Big giant shout out and humongous thank you to all of our members and supporters. I specifically want to thank Antsy Music, David Ramon, Chris Jory, Dunchichi, Jesse Correa, La Puzza, Joe Todoro, Logan Garrick, X Sweet Spot X, Jordan Bergard, Aaron Reynolds, Brent Hinson, Jill, Juan Valdez, Chris Riley, Kayla Roth, King Rob, oh my gosh, 1337, Pierre Exelholm, and Chris V. You guys are outstanding. We genuinely appreciate it. If you are an existing member and you have not gotten your commemorative Dan Kramer collecting card, reach out with your
Pokemon cards. They're making a comeback.
Reach out with your address and we will mail it to you. If you are not a member and you want one of those limited edition cards, hit the join button below and we will get one out to you immediately. Members also have the ability to earn $30 in our free DraftKings League instead of the traditional $15 for everybody else. Thank you all.
That's double.
That is double. It's basically an investment. So thank you all very, very much for the support. It is appreciated, and we will see you every single weekend.